Okay, so my health unit topic was over tobacco and tobacco use and the health risks of tobacco use. And we're gonna cover lesson 3 today. And lesson 3 is labeled tobacco use and the interventions of tobacco use. Before I would get started with the lesson, I would make sure that all students have a better understanding of what we learned in lesson 2. So this would be an opportunity for review. Lesson 2 kind of covered the addictive substances in tobacco, which is nicotine, the environmental factors, and like the peer pressure and the freedom that most college students have, and it's linked to higher smoking rates while in college. And this is also the time that I would take to gather up the unit assignment, which was an in-conclusion assignment. It was basically a summary assignment of what they've learned over the unit. So then after that, we can cover the objectives. So I'm going to read my objectives, and then I will flip the computer around and let you see where I had labeled them based off Bloom's taxonomy. So after completing this lesson, students will be able to explain the measures necessary to quit tobacco use. And this is the level of Bloom's is comprehension. Upon learning the benefits of non-tobacco use, students will be able to list the health benefits of quitting tobacco. This level of Bloom's is knowledge. And lastly, after completing this lesson, students will be able to identify the resources available for substance abuse interventions. Level of Bloom's is also knowledge. In these objectives, there is labeled the condition, so it would be the after completing, upon learning, or after completing. The behavior verb would be to explain, to identify, and to list, and the criteria would be measures necessary to quit tobacco, physiological changes, and resources available for substance abuse interventions. Students are expected after this lesson to be able to identify, to list, and to explain what is covered, and just show me that they have a better understanding of what I'm covering. So the introduction, it just has some bullet points about, quitting tobacco use. So from government support to quitting cold turkey, there's several resources available for someone who is wanting to quit using tobacco. There's a lot of media campaigns and social media supports, like support pages and stuff if a person is trying to make the behavior change. A really good example for young adults, I was sure to include this in my PowerPoint since the level of education I am doing this course would be college students, is thetruth.com. It's kind of a media campaign for young adults. It's definitely targeted for young adults. That website is so cool. And then also there's quit.com, which is like quitting methods such as like nicotine gum and like the patch and stuff like that. So then I would cover the truth, and thetruth.com, it provides web pages, text, emails you can sign up for, reminders, preventative techniques. It really focuses on like preventative measures. They host events at college campuses, kind of like a smoke-free food festival, music, games. You can win prizes. The closest one that came to Arkansas was in College Station, Texas. So it hasn't made it to Arkansas, but a 4-hour drive doesn't seem that bad. And then this is where I have a link on the website, and I would allow students to explore the link. I would click on it, and I would kind of let the students interact with me and direct me on what to click on, what to look at, what we should read, what video should we watch on the website. Just kind of an opportunity to show them how the website works. I think that's really beneficial. It's interactive, active learning. They have really neat videos online, and I've seen a lot of their commercials on like MTV and stuff. And I actually used The Truth for another project I had last semester. Then the next slide would be the quit smoking journey, and this is quit.com. This is it's a membership, but I don't think it costs. I think it's a free membership. You just sign in with an email address, and it provides applications to plan, prepare, and start the individuals on their quitting journey. It's sponsored by Nicorette and Nicoderm, and it's got advice, tips, blogs, news articles, and even like a tracker. Since you get the membership, it basically lists out what you should be doing if you're trying to quit smoking. And then once again, just like I did with the truth, this is where I would allow students to play around on the website with me. We would probably create a membership. I would enjoy that. And then we would just have a classroom membership and just see, you know. It'd also be a good way to have students kind of pay attention to how to quit smoking, I guess. It'd be neat, like, if we created the membership and then they direct me on what should go in my journal, what's the first step I should take. It can be like an interactive kind of thing. Then we would do the physiological changes after you quit smoking. It has a chart. It's like within the 20 minutes, your heart rate and blood pressure start to decrease, and you return back to normal. And then there's this cool YouTube video that I had listed in my unit plan, and it is in this PowerPoint. And I'm going to click on the link. But this is where I would let this is where we would watch the video. The video should only take about, the link is only about 1 minute and 5 seconds, I believe. I could be wrong. It might be 3 minutes. But the video is by ASAP Science. I actually really like their videos, and I used to have a professor that used these to just teach about certain things. The video is 3 minutes and 28 seconds, so in lecture time that takes up probably about 5 to 6 minutes getting it all set up. So then after that, after students do that, we'll move on, and we are in a review game now because it is the last unit, or the lesson plan of the unit. So it's a review game to cover all topics covered. This, you know, I'll have the students split up into 3 teams of 8. There's no notes used unless they're instructed, or like there's like a question that no one can answer. I'll give them the opportunity to buzz through their notes really fast to find an answer. No cell phones, no computers. This is a good chance for them to gain bonus points. There's no test, but it would still be, you know, nice of them. So first place would get 5 points, second place gets 3, and third place gets 1 bonus point. And the questions, like I said, are over the entire unit, so then I would have to refer back to all of my lesson plans for this. So this should take up probably the rest of the time. I believe in my unit plan, I had, I took out 12 minutes to play the Jeopardy game, and it's interpersonal and logical. Especially since they can't use notes or anything, it really will help show if they got anything out of the course. And so the timeline I believe I have is for 50-minute course. And a lot of this, since it's a PowerPoint presentation, is visual, verbal, and linguistic. And a lot of interpersonal and intrapersonal. The interpersonal would be like the discussion or the open floor to review, or, you know, do you have any questions? Let's get caught up. And then the visual, linguistic, verbal is the smart board and the computer and all of that. So after the review game of Jeopardy is over, I have 5 minutes for closing statements and dismissal. So this is, they can ask about their assignment, they can ask how their bonus points work, or any topics covered over this unit. And it's also an opportunity for students to express knowledge that they gained outside of the class that they can share with the class. I really think it's neat when students are like, oh, well, I was reading this the other day, and it just kind of leaves a different I don't know, it makes it more enjoyable, I guess, instead of just being like, okay, like we're just like learning what they want us to learn, blah blah blah. It's a good way to really interact, and if you give students a chance to have an open floor, you can learn a lot actually, and it's really good for them to learn on their own as well outside of the classroom. And so that was the conclusion. And open floor, we end with an open floor, and I have some references here. Our book that we use for this course, thetruth.com, quit.com, YouTube, and Google Images. And so that was my unit over tobacco. That was lesson plan 3. And once again, it was labeled tobacco use and interventions. And My objectives were based off of Bloom's taxonomy, and that's it.